Hello everyone, this is Fireally, and welcome back to another casting of the Scion Custom Races Tournament. Spawning in the top left corner, we have Quror, who was the victor of the last series we saw, and he is once again playing Zyad. And in the bottom left-hand corner, playing Genetron, we see Character. He is going out and building his processing node, which is the equivalent of a supply depot as an initial wall-off. He also says that he hasn't played this since the last tournament, which was, I think, in February. So it was in the winter of 2020. And they're going for it after all, because this is in the replays folder. So we see the standard Quror opening here with the Zyad den, and sooner or later here he will also add on his second feeding pool to make sure he's getting going. And then from Character, he's going with a manufacturer build. So this is your basic building, similar to a barracks or the Zyad den. However, the biggest difference right here is that there are two standard openings for Genetron. One is you make their research building. I had to think for a second there. Their research building allows them to build turrets, both ground and air. And here come the scouts. Here we go. High five, baby. Let's go. I love it when that happens. It's hilarious to me. So he's finished his manufacturer here, and so he's already producing a Spitfire, which are similar, very similar to a Hellbat. Not Hellbat. The other version of the Hellbat. The wheelie version. I already forgot its name. He's also built an uploader. This is a very interesting mechanic from Genetron. So when they get an uploader, they can build from here faster, but they need 3 of them, and they can't build all their units until it's fully powered, which you can see by these 3 hexagons right here. So for Genetron, it takes them a lot of time and money to get going. So that's kind of their weak point. We also see the scouts have both reporting back. A Zyadling has come out, and the second base is going down for Quror. He hasn't fully saturated his base yet, but he will get there slowly but surely, and he's already making his second Zyad den. You also see a fabricator coming out for Character, which is more or less the factory building from Genetron. And so he's trying to get teched up straight away, and he's also more fully along his saturation. There we go. And he also has an outfitting station. This is where you get your 1-1 upgrades, 2-2 upgrades for your basic units, and it is how you are able to build turrets. So whenever I play this race, I always open with an outfitting station, because their turrets can burrow like a supply depot. So because of that, I use that to wall off with instead, or we could always cannon rush. And he's throwing up a few of these processing nodes to make sure that he isn't supply blocks, because he's pretty close to it. He's also going to send out his Spitfires across the map to see what they can find out. But there are a lot more Zyadlings out than Spitfires, so currently it looks like the engagement isn't going to go very well for Character if he engages with that amount of Spitfires. Now he's also currently getting himself an upgrade right there, and I do believe this is the speed upgrade for the Spitfires, so they can move at the speed of a Hellions normal movement speed. And they also can't shoot flames. They can only shoot 1 target at a time, but they're pretty fast. They cost only minerals, and so that gives them a decent way to get through. We see that the scavengers coming across the map. Catalyst Den going down for Quror, so he is going for a biomass hatchery in this game, which we saw in the second round of the last game. He's currently making himself those oh, hello. Oh, hello there. How many worker kills was that? We got 4 worker kills, but it looks like there they go, as I thought. They are all gone. So not a whole lot accomplished there. It was a trade of 3 of those guys for 4 workers, but maybe the pullout here could assist Character in what he was trying to do here. We also see that he has put 2 of his uploaders to connect with the fabricator, putting it to 2 out of 3, and he's building an incenter. An incenter is very much like a reaper. They do splash damage, and they can jump up walls, which is very cool. But they can also struggle pretty difficult because they're kind of weak. We see the scans coming out from our good friends, the roamers, that's right. And we also see the Prowler that came out of that biomass earlier is with them right here. He's also building himself a Canalisk itself, which is a really fun unit. They're a spellcaster, ground spellcaster that will join this force here pretty soon. Now we see an engagement of Spitfires and Incenters. The Incenters are doing some pullbacks. We also see that this processing drone here has locked onto the targets, making them take more damage, and the Farian is taking them out before it's too late. And a Farian is also a detector. So, fun fact right there. Going right back to base, however, character is right on his heels, and he might be going for another one. Another fun fact about processing drones. They don't regenerate energy unless they are next to your processing cores, which are basically your command centers. Incenters are going in, doing some damage. The Canalisk is firing off its corrosive biles-like attack, which hits this Incenter, completely stunning it, and it gets removed. So yes, there are two units from the Zyad race that can stun units into not being able to attack or use abilities anymore. The Canalisks can work on buildings as well. However, as you saw before, it takes it a good long while to land, so it isn't as good against units. It also has a bowling ball ability where it just rolls a ball straight forward and then it explodes on contact. It's one of my favorites, but I don't think we're going to see that very much in this game. So we see that the second base has been acquired by a character here. What is he shooting at? Hello? Hello? What are we... He's shooting at his own fabricator. I do believe that is a misinput. I was very confused there. Oh, we also have some moles coming out. Moles are very much like a siege tank for this race right here. You burrow them into the ground, and then they have an extremely long range. They have to upgrade it to get to siege tank level, however. And they can be seen while they're burrowed. They are not invisible, so you don't need a detector. And then the third base coming up for Quror right here. Doing a little bit of long-distance mining in the background. All of his bases are fully saturated. What upgrades do we have? We have the 1 for attack on the side of character, and then we have whatever this one is for Quror, and it's for the Zyadling. Oh, this is the attack boost against armored units, I do believe. We see that the Spitfires are just walking straight through without an attack command, and they are punished severely for it. Now, looks like he's trying to bait out the army of Quror into these moles so he can do some massive damage to them. If we go back to the production tab, we also see that the Reviler upgrade is coming through here, and once that lands, it'll be a very different game for character right here. I do believe he's also building an avian nest, but right now we want to look at this engagement than what they're building. So, he's doing damage, but he's not doing a whole lot. He kills that Prowler before it is able to spread off its corrosive smell. Well, I don't know what I called it last time. I called it like the fungal smell, I think. But anyway, he took it out before it could do anything. And now we see another ability of the Canalisk, which is to cloak units. So those are its 3 abilities. Cloaking, that fungal growth-like ability, and then the bowling ball. And the cloak's about to wear off there. It's gone. And that's the only way that these guys can cloak, by the way. They don't have any other cloaking units, I don't think. So the moles are doing their job, but they're totally wrecked. They are not good for damage. The Incenters and the Spitfires are hanging out right here. The processing drone does not have enough energy to do anything, so you really should send that back and recharge it. We see that the third base is starting to come up here for character, and it has just finished up. He's going to saturate it here soon, assuming that Quror doesn't engage him right here. Now we have the armies sitting pretty close together here. but they do not see each other, so it's going to be curious to see how this goes. By the way, I'll answer that for you. Your processing drones are your detectors. You have to use this ability right here or upgrade them to get permanent detection. He gets flanked by both sides by a Quror, and everything goes down, including this extra Spitfire that was rallied there. He got a big old hug right there, and he's gone. We also see the first defense upgrade coming out as well. There goes another ACR. I do believe they're called ACRs. Yes, it is. I had it right. We also see the fourth base is coming up here for Quror if you look at the production tab and over here. But he's probably going to engage here, and I don't want to miss any of that action. So here come the Revilers, taking out another ACR. He's going after the processing nodes. So there goes the supply of character, but he has some in the bank, and he calls GG, leaving Quror the victor of the match. And now we'll move on to the second round of this best of 3 series. Woo! Sorry about that. But welcome to the second game of Character versus Quror on Simulacrum LE. So, last time, Quror came out with the victory, and it looks like Character is starting the same initial startup with his processing node wall off. But it's going to be interesting to see if he chooses to go for his outfitting station, the upgrade place that allows him to build turrets, or if he's going to stick with his manufacturer opening. This is the 2 standard openings that we see, and so I'm curious to see which one he wants to go for. He's getting an early gas, which leads me to believe he's going for the manufacturer because you need gas to build uploaders. There are 100 minerals and 50 gas. In order to get all 3 of them, that's 300, 150, plus the cost of whatever you've built. So for a fabricator, that's about 600, 300. So they're pretty expensive if you want to get it at full quality. We also see the Xayah Den is coming out for Quror here, as well as his first gas as usual. And I think he's going to play a pretty similar game to the last one, considering the fact that the map is a pretty basic map. Oh wait, we got an ACR. What's it doing out here? We also see that the manufacturer is being finished here, so I was correct in my assumption based off of getting that gas. And he's building a proxy fabricator, which can only mean one thing. He wants to go in with incenters into this base because there's a jumping point right here that Reapers usually take. But now you can send an incenter through it. There's also another jumping point. I guess this part doesn't count here. So really, there's only one good jumping point into the base here. And I do believe that's what he's going for. He even has his uploaders over here. Quror, scouting the main base, notices that there is a manufacturer that is neither producing nor has an upgrade, or the fact that he's only barely building an outfitting station. So he should be able to figure out that something isn't quite right with this setup here. But we'll see if Quror catches on to this. We see both ACRs are heading back, and so we have 2 of these uploaders here, so it's at almost max speed, but I do believe you need the second upgrade to build an incenter. And I think I'm right, because as soon as that came online, the incenter was being put into production immediately. Now, the second base for Quror is coming up here. We are not seeing a second base from Character quite yet. He is... Alright, from the mini-map, it looked like a full wall-off, but he's got a semi-wall-off here. I don't know what we want to call these ones with the little opening gap things. He's building he's getting saturated, but I don't know what his economy is going to look like in the long run here. One incenter is coming out here. He's got another one on the way, and he's deciding to go in. You can see all those clicky-clack clicks over there. The incenter is coming over, and we see that it's getting right up in the face of these Xayahs, and these Xayahs are not having any of it. He's trying to do some stutter stepping, and he manages to kill two of them? No, just one of them. Only one of them died. The second incenter is out, and so they're going in as a team now with a Spitfire to back them up, as well as a third incenter coming out already. So he's going straight into that mineral. No, he's going straight for the base. Whatever that was got canceled. I think it was a bio pit or a feeding pool. One of the two. There goes another Zyadling, getting totally crushed by the power of 2 incenters. And now a third incenter is joining the ranks here. And we only have 2 Zyadlings and a roamer. But now he's in big trouble. We see that there are raptors out. And he's still building an incenter. But the raptors are shooting down at them. They can't do much against raptors. They can fly up here, sure, but the raptors can just chase him down. So he's trying to get as many worker kills as possible before these go down. And he's building another incenter. Even though his incenters can't do anything against these raptors, he's still building incenters. He's trying to completely overwhelm all of the workers before the raptors can overwhelm him. And I don't know if that's the best call to make in this current setup. He's already lost another incenter, but he has another one coming out. A Spitfire closing rank as well. He's dearly trying to save this incenter, but the raptors are hot on its tail. It's not looking very good for it. How many worker kills do we have? We have 7 worker kills, but we have 17 losses. That is not a sustainable rate right there. There goes another incenter. The losses are starting to pile up pretty big here for character. However, Quror is not mining at all. So, if he can keep up the pressure, character should be in a good position. Now, I don't know why he's sending in this incenter prematurely. Is it? No, it was rallied out there and he didn't pull it back. So now we have a Torrent, which is a missile launching unit. If he had this behind that incenter, it wouldn't have gone quite so bad, because they have 2 missile modes. One fires later and shoots more, and then the other one shoots quicker but does less, essentially. And that would have been a good way to handle these here raptors. However, it wasn't out in time to defend that. Character says it's a nice defense from Quror right there. He says he. And Quror has the economical lead right now. Character could expand momentarily here, but he's building more manufacturers. He's trying to completely overwhelm Quror with sheer number of Spitfires, even though none of these have a speed upgrade attached to them at all. We also see a couple interdectors, which are the turrets of this race. The raptors are getting ready to come in, so those interdectors will be very helpful. He's also producing another intersector. I forgot what it's called because I just said interdector. Oh, here they come. The interdectors are going in. They're shooting them down. We're seeing one raptor go down, and he's found a sweet spot where they can't hit. Getting rid of the gas ACRs right there. He's also doing some damage to the Spitfires, but he won't be able to kill it before the Spitfires finish completion. So they should be able to roll out of this situation. However, he doesn't have the speed upgrade, so the raptors could easily follow them and eliminate them. But he's deciding to go after the production. Meanwhile, character is sending in his army to go and deal with this harass. His incenter got totally wrecked by these battle pits, being totally focused down. The mole is not in a good position to shoot them without getting seen, and the raptors come in and attack them while the torrents are hiding in the corner. We see that he's making another intercenter and another Spitfire, and both of those torrents go down before they can even engage these raptors. These raptors are really doing a number on him, so in this game we've seen the 2 avian nests come out and only 1 Zyadden. This is an interesting build, to be sure. Definitely not the choice that Quror would have made without that proxy attack, I'm pretty darn sure. The raptors are coming in for another attack. These Spitfires are in a deadly game right here. If they don't pull back, they're going to get destroyed. We also see that this manufacturer has taken critical damage, so when Terran buildings catch on fire, these ones go into lockdown. Completely useless, but an armor upgrade to stall out for the time being. All of these Spitfires were not microed at all, and they are just ripped to pieces. Character was typing, I suppose that is why. The interdectors are shooting at him. I'm just going to call them turrets because it's a lot easier to say that. We see a couple raptors go down, but they are just overwhelming with the force of DPS right here. He's also building some blitzers. These guys can shoot up, and they have an interesting ability where you can charge pretty much one shot out of them to do more damage. But there it is right there. You see that red glow? That's him turning it on, and it's off just as quick. Like I said, it's basically you only get one shot with it, but if you can get a whole bunch of them, you can do a lot of damage with those. He's getting focused down here. He did successfully pull it into the interdictor right there. And behind all of it, he's... character is still building from... Oh, no, he is not. What is he building from? Oh, he's just building another one of these lifters. But he calls GG, and that leaves Quror the victor of this extremely active game. Lots of combat all over the place. I wonder if character had expanded, if he would have done a little bit better in this game, because he certainly went with an all-in approach. But what went wrong was when that incenter came in against the Raptors without the backup. Without that backup, it was just kind of an uphill battle that it could not win. But overall, I think they did pretty well. Just a few adjustments to the micro and the timings of characters' attacks, and I think things would have gone very differently for him. I hope you guys had fun with this Scion Custom Races match, and I hope to see you guys in another one. And we might see some Zyad versus Zyad, or we might see some Genetron versus Genetron. I don't know which one I'll choose, but I think it'll definitely be fun. Now that we've seen Zyad twice and Genetron once, it might be fun to go see some self-action right there. See you guys next time.